In this video, I want to give you my top 5 mistakes that I made when I was dieting and how you should approach your next diet in order to reach your goal quickly. Welcome to DadBod Fitness. If you and I are just meeting, my name is David, and I help crazy busy dads to build a physique. If you want to maximize your muscle growth, strip the body fat, and transform your life while still making your family a priority, consider subscribing. Let's jump into the content. So about 2 years ago, I actually went through a very intense dieting or cutting phase. And although I actually ended up reaching my goal weight, I didn't reach the level of leanness that I really wanted. And it actually ended up causing me so much trouble and so many problems in the process. And I have learned so much in my research and in other experiences since that time. And I want to take you through my top 5 mistakes that I made during my diet so that you can be far more successful in your dieting than I was. I've been content with my body fat levels now since that time. And for about the past year and a half now, I've been on a very conservative lean bulk, really trying to build up mass. But in the near future, I'm going to be dieting again. And these are the things that I want to handle properly next time. All right, my first mistake was I did not sleep enough. I did not prioritize sleep, and this was probably the biggest mistake that I could have possibly made. At the time, I was actually getting about 4 to 6 hours of sleep. I was in the midst of now running a new business, being fully self-employed. I was also trying to grow and launch in the very beginning phases, launch this YouTube channel. My wife was running her own small business as well. And then also, of course, trying to be there and care for our kids and to make sure to lead our family well. But I was staying up far too late, getting up far too early, and I was just not making sleep and recovery a priority. And this can massively impact your results for trying to lose body fat. And research has actually shown that even getting an additional hour of sleep, 1 hour of sleep, can actually massively improve your ability to lose body fat and not just to lose weight. So when you don't get sleep, you'll lose weight. It's not gonna be body fat. More than likely, it's gonna be lean mass and muscle tissue. And I know that I experienced significant amount of muscle loss during that diet because of the lack of sleep. The second mistake that I made is that I actually increased my cardio and activity far too fast. So when you're moving in and out of a diet, make sure to be consistent in your cardio and your activity, in your routine, your day-to-day routine. Make sure that stays consistent. Then slowly make changes as you're moving along. About 3 weeks into my diet, I went from a desk job as a financial analyst to remodeling and landscaping and all that that involves and all of that activity in a matter of 3 weeks. So my activity drastically increased, but what you gotta do is remember to keep things consistent and slowly make those changes. And on top of that, I actually increased my cardio almost 3 times of what I was doing before because I wanted to lose weight, I wanted to lose body fat, so work out more. But my friend, too much activity can actually cause you to increase the total amount of stress on your body. It'll increase cortisol levels and then therefore will just hinder your ability to actually lose body fat. The third mistake that I made is that I actually dropped my calories far too fast. So I actually started out my calories with a decent, fairly moderate deficit at about 2,400 calories. But literally within about 3 weeks, key there, the same timing as when I quit my job at a desk and went to work in remodeling. At that same time, I dropped my calories another 150 down to 2,250 calories because I was getting impatient. I wanted to see the scale go down and I wanted to see it go down fast. Another 2 or 3 weeks went by and then I actually even dropped them further. And around that time, I was actually eating around 1,700 to 1,900 calories a day. And then on the day before my refeed day, I would actually even eat less than that. I underate way too much too fast, and especially on the day before my refeed, which really defeats the purpose of the refeed. And all of that cycled me into some really bad behaviors. I'm gonna link in the card above a video here that I did about the binge eating that I really struggled with during and even after my diet for a considerable amount of time. The fourth mistake that I made is that I didn't get enough nutritious food. Now, most of the time I was eating relatively clean and eating mostly whole foods, trying to get the best foods that I could, but On my refeed days, I really didn't pay enough attention to what I was eating, and I didn't eat the best foods. I didn't track the calories the best, and really, I didn't eat most of my additional calories in carbohydrates, which is really how you want to handle it. And at least one day a week, typically the day before my refeed, I wouldn't eat all day long, and then at night, I'd have one healthy meal, and then a massive ice cream sundae that literally would be the majority of my calories. Like literally almost all my calories. And on that day in particular, my body did not get the nutrients and the vitamins and minerals that it needed. And it was consistent. I mean, that happened week after week after week. So there are ways to incorporate taste good foods into your diet. But what I ended up cycling into was not the strategy or way to do that. I'm gonna link another video here in the card above. It's my dieting playlist that's gonna give you actual awesome strategies to help you feel full even when you are dieting. All right, mistake number 5 is that I didn't incorporate refeed days into my plan properly. Now, you heard me mention I took one refeed day and I did that once a week. But on those days, I didn't eat the best foods, should have been doing most of my additional calories from carbohydrates, but I didn't do that. And I also didn't track the calories very effectively. And on those refeed days, you wanna eat really close to maintenance and make sure that you're tracking it accordingly. And now also, I should have been actually going in a deficit a little bit longer and actually doing several refeed days in a row, which, hold on to that thought, I'm gonna get to that in just a minute here. So instead of all those mistakes, here's what you should be doing. First off, prioritize your sleep. And I mean, get at least 7 hours of sleep a night. And now, if you're a dad, if you're a parent, I feel you. I totally understand this is incredibly difficult for you, but do your best. Do as best you can. Make sleep as much of a priority as you can because it's gonna make the difference in your results. The next thing you wanna do is that you wanna make sure to keep your cardio and activity relatively consistent. Any changes you're gonna make, introduce them slowly, take them away slowly. And then after that, be patient. Let the process work. Let it take the time that it needs to take. Don't try and rush this because you're gonna end up sabotaging yourself. And don't resort to actually dropping calories until you absolutely have to. So if you don't see your weight change for at least 2 weeks and it's staying right in the same place, then you could consider dropping your calories, maybe 100 or 150 calories and go from there. All right, next you wanna get as much nutrition as you can from the food that you are eating because you gotta remember you're eating less. So therefore you need to be making sure that you're feeding your body the best micronutrients and vitamins and minerals that you could possibly get in that amount of food. And the last one here, which I said I was gonna touch on, is actually incorporating refeed days properly. That actually looks like going 10 days eating in a deficit, and then for about 3 days actually eating closer to maintenance, at your maintenance if you can. And again, on those days, track your calories properly. Try to get them mostly from carbohydrates. Refeed days are incredibly powerful, both psychologically and physically, but you gotta do them right. Now, this is a method that I actually learned from an interview with Lane Norton. BioLane is the YouTube channel. I'll link that down in the description below. But he was actually interviewing another coach, and this is a method that's been getting a lot of traction and showing a lot of very impressive results. So I actually helped my wife set up her weight loss plan based on this method. So here she is trying to lose baby weight, and I set her up to be doing this 10 days on, 3 days off, basically. And now after 9 weeks approximately, she's lost about a pound every week, and still after 9 weeks has not dropped her calories at all. If you want to get your training and nutrition really targeted and nailed down, make sure to check the link in the description below to grab your free pull push legs program, which is actually gonna help you to be able to do that and is gonna help you start building that seriously impressive physique. If you enjoyed that video, it would be an honor to me if you would hit that like button and help support this channel. Leave a comment down below what you did or didn't like, and also subscribe to make sure you stay up to date with all of the upcoming content. Click or tap the screen right up over here to get that free pull push legs program that I was talking about. It's an awesome program if you're a beginner or an intermediate, and it's one that you can do all from home. Or click or tap the screen down over here to check out another awesome video from the DadBod Fitness library. As always, be intentional, bring the intensity, and I cannot wait to see you on the next video.